I would just say any map that's big, that he has the freedom to do what he wants.
All right, Daedalus.
Point.
Not the biggest map, but still a good map for ZVP. Kind of hard to defend everything as Protoss here. A lot of big, wide open areas where you can be attacked.
Very true.
I remember last time here he did a Roachling all-in. Could be something that he tries again. I don't think so, though. I feel like Deer's going to be ready.
Well, good luck, Dark. If he loses here, he's the only SK Telecom player so far that has not advanced to the round of 16.
Yeah.
SK Telecom is a monster pro gaming team. I mean, these guys produce the very, very, very best.
That's right. You even have the current world champs for League of Legends.
Yep. They know how to work their players. They know how to keep them healthy and happy. And prepare for these matches.
Yeah.
And that's no small feat, man.
And if Dark loses, he's going to have to walk home.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's good punishment on a winter day.
Yeah. All right. Right now, Deer is up 1 game. Dark has to win this game and the next to move on to the round of 16 in our final best of 3 here at the GSL.
Deer versus Dark.
Even that music always makes me think of F-Zero.
Good game.
You feel me on that one?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay. Right now,
Yes.
rank the Nintendo franchises. I'm talking Zelda, Metroid,
Okay.
Kirby, Donkey Kong.
Yeah. It goes
Go.
first Zelda,
Correct.
second Mario.
Correct.
After that, it gets a lot closer and it's much more personal preference.
You're
but
absolutely correct. So far, you're passing the test.
Yeah,
Look at you go. Look at you go.
So that's all I have to say.
I'm thinking Kirby might be at the bottom.
Might be.
Might be.
It's kind of a preference thing though. Still.
Actually, no. I think Donkey Kong might be at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the games, but
They make good games, Nintendo.
yeah, they really
They
do.
really do, man.
Truly like them. Where's Star Fox rank?
Oh, I forgot about Star Fox.
Yeah.
Star Fox.
Star Fox didn't forget about you, Tasteless. That's for sure.
Actually, it did forget about me. I don't play that. I haven't played that many Star Fox games.
Well, there's
Star
not that
Fox
many.
might.
It's a good one though.
I think Metroid might be ahead of Star Fox.
It is.
Yeah, right. I have to be
is.
correct on that one.
Yeah, you are.
Donkey Kong is good, but it's not. I mean, they're all good, but.
I used to know the whole DK rap. I can't remember it now though.
Oh.
300 제국의 부활 3월 6일 대개봉.
That intro just actually startled me. I was like, I was going to get the hatch down, and that came out. So Zerg is now making a hatch over here. This is a really weird game. They're both building in each other's expansions so that they can't. So they can't get an economy up and running here.
Definitely costing him a lot of mining time over here.
Well, Deer has to be very calculated about how many probes he sent here. This is a huge mistake.
Yeah. Has to even build this cannon now. You know, if it was like a gateway and he was making a zealot, you'd feel a lot better about this. But as is, he needs to make that cannon so he doesn't have to make the full wall in against any possible lings. But the cannon isn't going to help against this hatchery at all. He has to pull his probes, and that's a lot of lost mining time.
Don't let that. Don't let him get another hatchery up.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible. Wow, they're ganging up on that drone.
Those probes are pissed.
Yeah.
Get him.
Why don't you fight me one-on-one? Fight me like a drone.
We got the Lynx chasing the probe down.
Cowards.
Cowards.
This is why we shouldn't let robots exist.
How many movies this year are coming out where humans have to fight off robots?
A lot.
Is that the trend that's in right now?
It is. All sorts of transcending technology and that type of thing.
What was it, like a decade ago? It was every movie was an end of the world
Yeah.
movie. Like the meteor's going to come hit the Earth, or
Yep.
Independence Day aliens are going to come. This year it's going to be robots.
Ah, that's good. Homemade.
Yeah.
Screw the aliens.
Well, I
we
think
already know the
a while
aliens
ago it
can't
was
stop us.
animated movies about sea animals. It was like 2 years ago or something. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The, what's that, Finding Nemo?
there was a couple other ones like that too.
Was there?
Yeah,
Probably spin-offs.
probably. Now the Nexus is going to finish here, and the hatches. This is no normal StarCraft II game here. This had a very weird beginning.
Yeah. It's I liked it though. I like offensive hatchery a lot, to be perfectly honest. I think it just allows for a lot of creativity, and it doesn't feel quite as mapped out as other openings, where it's just kind of like you kind of look how they respond, you figure out what you want to do with it.
It's actually really fun to watch openings like this.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
There are so many openings at this point in time that are so rigid and have a very specific rule set, but this
for
where
sure.
they're just constantly interfering with each other, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, it's going to be 3 base for Zerg, and Protoss finishing their core.
Yeah, when that core does finish, that's when we'll have a lot more to tell you about where this game's going to go. Now we see Warpgate coming in. He's going to get the robotics facility.
Ah, okay. Not too surprised. This is probably going to be a 2-base all-in, but we'll see. Overlord not likely to find much.
Nope.
Since it is.
This is actually one of these maps for the main and the expansion area is actually very, very big.
Yeah.
You can actually tuck a lot of stuff away in there. And it's not easy for the Zerg to find.
Well, he is continuing to mine up his gas some. We'll see when he can figure out what's going on.
Let's not get the Lings up there far enough to see that Robo.
Keeping that Zealot forward, keeping the pressure on those Lings to stay out. The longer it takes him to scout this, the harder it's going to be to stop.
So right now, you know, Zerg is in the dark. There is a high chance, as Artosis said, a 2-base all-in could occur. He is getting the Immortals.
Yeah, it has to be a 2-base all-in.
Good to see a partying-esque push here.
Yeah. I believe that's exactly what we'll be seeing here, Tasis.
And we have 3 more gates coming. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much confirmed that. That is going to be a very specific timing.
Well, right now we do have a lot of Lings being made, as well as a Roach Warren, so Dark kind of getting ready for it. He doesn't know what's happening yet, though. Still adding in drones. Just kind of being safe with the amount of Lings he's making.
Note the location of the gateways is very important here. That's going to be the hardest spot for an Overlord to get directly into. Now he is going to lose that Zealot out there. The Ling's not going to be able to run up here, though. Now he definitely is going to have a tight wall in here.
Does he see it?
I don't think he saw it still. Yeah, he did not see it. Wow.
Just barely.
So close.
Well, the thing is, you don't expect it to be that close, so you don't even check, because you know that they'll put it somewhere else. But
now the Warp Prism is key in this rush, since he can warp in anywhere and not have to worry about trying to cover pylons. That's one of the things that makes this attack so effective. From here, he walls in his base, so even a small link counterattack doesn't work. And this is going to be something very tough to stop here. And you know what? I love Deer's patience there. He didn't even force field right away. He knew that if he was spaced head on there, he wouldn't lose any sentries.
You know, he's doing everything just perfectly right now. A lot of Lings being made, but he did lose quite a few already. Quite a few sentries in here. He's going to have a lot of force fields to work with.
Now he's got observers coming out now. He can't send any more Immortals here since he's walled in. Now he makes the pylon here just for good measure. Oh, the angle here for Dark, not bad.
Well, those Roaches just can't seem to get around, and he keeps all of his sentries alive for now. Really nice victory there for Deer.
We don't have any more Warp-ins just yet. Again, he's really doing a good job with the sentries here. I'm very surprised. And the Stalkers are now going to come in here as the force fields start to get lower in numbers.
Well, a lot of Stalkers being warped in, keeping both those Immortals alive. One does finally fall. The drone's being pulled now as well.
We oftentimes see the Warp Prism used to pick up the Immortals when they're taking direct damage. I think Dark might just have enough here.
Yeah, it's beginning to really look like it, Tasteless.
Wow, really nicely done here by Dark. He's going to clean up everything. Very discouraged Deer right here.
This is not a good situation where he's warping in a round of Zealots. That shows you just how weak of a position he's in. And I think from here, he's probably just going to remake his Immortals in as many centuries as possible and do it again. Because
yeah, well, you can't really expand off of this.
If you do, it's like pretty tough.
Well, Zerg has so many different options from there on how they can win the game.
So true. Another Immortal being started at the moment. Hydralisk Tech being made by Dark. The fabled 1 Zealot, 1 Immortal drop.
The fabled?
Yes.
All right. He's going to get one more Zealot, it looks like, down there.
Well, he warped in his Sentry.
Oh,
I wonder if it's a Sentry in there. Thought it would be a Zealot for more power, but we'll see.
Well, I guess if he has 2 sentries in there, He can definitely trap some workers, buy some time.
In fact, this could just be something to force field that ramp up. And if he can get a full warping round, like 7 units. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god, Tasteless.
Wow, you know what? This actually might just...
When you're behind, just force field the Zerg ramp. It's a good strat.
It's pretty good, man. And there's no time soon that, unless, of course, he makes a mistake, there's really not a chance that he's actually going to lose.
Now look at this damage. It's so ridiculous. He's killing so many drones right now.
Okay, he finally gets that immortal, but is it too late? He needs another force field. He messed up.
No.
Oh, no, got one ling in there. He might lose the main, man.
He might. And well, he's already lost all the drones in the main. He's down in drones against probes at the moment. Thing is, behind this, we still have a lot of units back at his home, and he kills the main hatch. Oh my god.
Wow.
And he's even going to get out of here, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he will.
Gets out with 3 of the sentries. Ridiculous damage.
I can't believe how effective that was.
Yeah.
So he did lose the main hatch, so that really reduces the production rates here. He's still just making immortals back at home, along with his army. I don't believe Deer's going to try to expand anytime soon. I assume that there's just another big attack that's going to be on the way.
You know what? He's going up towards Colossus Tech, but I would say with 7 sentries, 4 immortals, and 10 zealots, he just needs to move out.
Yeah. Okay, he's coming back in here with the Warp Prism, and that was completely denied. It will barely get away.
I'm actually rather surprised he's flying around with that still.
I know, right? He should probably bring that back home.
Yeah, with 3 sentries in it.
Because that could be a pretty potent attack. Just gotta be careful. All right, he's gotten far away enough. He's gonna be okay. Deer's actually gonna go for a 3rd base. I guess you can get a 3rd base up if you did take away the Zerg's main.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he's okay. Like, he's going to have his Colossus out. He's going to have Thermal Lance. Everything, I think he's just going to be fine, especially those 4 immortals. Like, you kind of have to rely on your Hydras a bit more, but he's going to have Colossus out. So now Dark is having to expand. This is, I mean, after such a failed attack, that 1 Warp Prism, man, that just messed up everything for Dark.
Well, you know, it's funny because we don't see that enough now that I'm thinking back to all the games we've casted.
Well, it used to be the only thing we saw like years ago, but
I'm talking about with the immortal timing, with the Warp Prism. Yeah, if that doesn't work, then the next logical step would be get 2 sentries and an immortal and try to do damage to the main.
Well, you know, it feels almost like a desperation tactic a lot of the time, but when it works, man, it works.
Yeah. Well, there's just nothing that Zerg can do about the force field at that phase of the game. The force field is like supreme. It gets prioritized over everything.
Force field, good unit.
Good unit. Being able to make objects out of nowhere with magic, pretty good.
It's okay. You know how this map has a ramp there? Yeah, I'm going to undo that.
Now there's no
with
ramp
my map editor robot.
Oh my god.
You go mass map editor robots and that thing that kills roaches.
My map editor robot.
It's like, I'm going to make my own terrain.
This is the funniest thing you've said in so long. That's before it's a map editor robot.
It's a cool concept, right? That, like, the Protoss player,
the map now.
he's like, look, if the terrain just instantly, even for a limited amount of time, but instantly was exactly what I wanted, I could probably make use of that, right? So I'm going to make a bunch of map editor robots that cost 100 gas, 50 minerals. Do I need to upgrade their map editing spells? No.
No.
StarCraft II map editor, as Blizzard has said themselves, it's the best map editor there is. And you can tell with these little robots that you can make.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. By the way, the creep spread is sick here for Dark.
Yeah, it's really good.
Map editor robot. Yeah. He's going for another Viper timing here. I'm curious how effective this is going to be. Their supplies are pretty even.
I don't know if it's going to really be that effective because he's already getting Size Storm. You know, that means obviously High Templars are out. As long as he hits a couple good feedbacks, and he's probably fine. But you know what? His army is very largely Zealots, so that could be something that...
Well, he is doing a good job, though, speaking of which, just harassing these other bases. Zerg's not going to be able to cover that much area, stopping Zerg from that needed 5th base. But now we have the Vipers in play here. I think Protoss might be pushing out here at least to kill the creep.
Yeah, he should be trying to pick off creep where he can, but you got to be careful when these Vipers first pop out, because this is when they're powerful. But like, if he just makes sure he snipes the first couple ones, then it's a layer tech army against a full tech Protoss.
Yep.
Look at how many High Templars. Ooh. Even has charge on those Zealots. Oh, there's no way, Dark. You better turn around.
He's going to do it.
Oh,
what?
God.
Are you kidding me? Okay. Definitely a good spot for those storms there. I can't believe he actually went into that.
That was like a brutality from Mortal Kombat right there.
Yeah.
That was... Well, it looks like Dark going to try to come from behind here. Looks like he wants to do a... Oh, very nice move.
Nice.
Very nice move.
Well,
doesn't quite get him. Still, really, that's the type of move that you want to make right there.
Getting the Colossus were not in quite a good... Okay, pulled over the Immortal.
Nice.
I thought he yanked the Zealot for a second. I'm like, what? But right now, Deer is just continuing to chase his opponent. Dark on the run. He does nab another Immortal.
Now, these are some really nice moves that we're seeing. Any unit he can pick off is really, really helpful.
And he did clear off all the creep over here. That side of the map is completely clean here. And we have Ultralisks in play now.
Wow, you know what? He's actually picked off a lot of the Immortals with these Vipers, so to have those Ultralisks added in could end up working out for him, but I think he needs to get maybe 1 or 2 more of these Immortals. I think there's 3 left still, or maybe it's 2.
By the way, he's now taking his 4th base over here. Zerg really not able to do anything about that. The Zealot Harass is not working out all that well, though, for that bottom left base. You might want to get another Warp Prison here.
Oh, nice little snipe.
Yep.
A lot of High Templars in there, though. When you start getting that many High Templars and you still have some Immortals and Colossus in your army, it starts to feel just so invincible until you start hitting things like Stormhosts and Broodlords.
Look at the bankroll here for Dark. I mean, 39 larva, first of all, but then he has so much money. If he loses his army, he could just remake that. Deer is almost maxed out, but hold on.
Well, starting to move forward now with Ultra Hydra Viper. Good composition.
Yep. And
if it dies, it's pretty expensive, though.
Yeah, it is a bit costly.
Some Archons being mixed in at the moment.
And we're going to go for the Greater Spire here.
A good choice.
Now,
that's going to complement these units very well.
Yeah, for sure.
He needs to live, though. He needs to get up to it. And the thing is, he's got a good amount of bases. So even though like he lost that base earlier and whatnot, if he can just stay a base up and continue to tech up and continue to pick off what he can, Dark can still fight his way back. Or
looks
not
like
fight. Well, I guess he already has really fought his way back, but still, this army composition for Deer is pretty scary.
Oh, whoop. Looks like it took out an Ultralisk and a Viper there. Deer doing a good job of splitting his army. We have the Zerg at 5K now with minerals and over 2K gas. Now over 2K gas.
Well, this might end up turning... I think he's actually going to go for the Broodlords instead of any sort of Mutalisk switch, so... Oh, my God! Oh, a nice yank right there, getting that Mothership Core. Loses an Ultra, though. Ugh. If you're trading Ultras for Mothership Core, it's not that good.
Hopefully Deer remakes the Mothership Core. We do sometimes see in late game, even at Code S, Protosses that don't remake the Mothership Core.
That's right, hasn't done it yet, but let's see what he can get done with this army. It feels like he's just going to lose it. Nice pull there on that Colossi. Does get to take it out. Storm does whiff as well.
Well, he just completely obliterates his army.
Yeah. That army went way too far beyond enemy lines.
Hope you like your Zerg well done.
Yeah, that's like... It's like if we were fighting a war on an alien planet, we dropped Rambo there without a spacesuit. It's like, but Rambo, you're behind alien lines. Because he can't breathe because it's on the alien planet. And he doesn't breathe whatever type of air they breathe.
Poor Rambo, man.
Yeah.
Now you see him moving forward here. Deer moving forward. And well, we had 8 Broodlords making, correct?
Yeah. There's now there's another one coming up.
I didn't know where they were on the map.
No, they're right back here.
Okay, they're there. I thought they were somewhere around there.
Well, those are some really good size storms. Doesn't move anything, but he has a great concave here. Those Broodlords really starting to help out as well.
The Broodlords are kicking a lot of ass here as the Protoss army is getting smaller. But if he gets these Stalkers under the Broodlords...
Yeah, he might be able to still do it with those 3 Colossus. He's really cleaning up the ground at the moment.
Yeah.
But he might just barely not be able to do it. His anti-air is just too small at this point. May as well let those Immortals die. You don't want those against Hydra Broodlord, that's for sure. Okay, well, you know what? This was, again, this tech switch into Broodlords, very good to go with the unit composition he had already.
Also note, okay, so he's at 115 supply, 115-ish. Look at how much money he has. He's spending all of his money. Right now, Dark, who's maxed out, still has 3K minerals and about 1K gas. So you got to think that the Zerg army now moving forward is just going to be too strong.
It feels like it. He is making some Stargates, trying to see what he can get out of that. Any units out of the Stargates would be really helpful here.
Now, if he did shut this down, that would force Zerg to go back into remaking everything, since the Broodlords are pretty costly. I think that there's just too much stuff that can get underneath the Broodlords for Dark that there's no way he can lose this game.
Well, we're going to have to see what these Psystorms look like. A very nice one coming up. If he can really pummel this ground force, he will be able to kill off the Broodlords. And there's no rallies coming in, so these Broodlords are basically alone over here. Thing is, those Broodlings really keeping back the Stalkers.
He doesn't have Blink to get under those Broodlords.
That is very painful.
That's not good. I was wondering why he wasn't blinking under those.
GG. Dark taking game number 2. Well played.
Yeah, Dark played very well. Now, I got to hand it to Deer. That was pretty badass when he got into the main. Dropped the Immortals there, and the Sentries started force fielding the entrance.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. It's, you know, you need a ramp to your main if you have ground units. That's why ramps are normally there, but
ramps are pretty good.
Not when you got that map editor robot, man.
No, the map editor robot, aka the Sentry, that can just change the way the map is. It's pretty good. By the way, it was one of the funniest things you've said.
Thanks.
I believe we have Dark running to the restroom real fast, so when he's ready, we're going to get game number 3 going.
You know what I always think when I see a hallucinated Phoenix attacking something? Like, it was sitting there attacking those Vipers, and I always think, you know what? Is this like a Phoenix that's asleep somewhere? You ever have those dreams where you like punch someone in the face that's not doing anything?
Yeah, I have actually.
I feel like this is a dream Phoenix. And it's like this Phoenix is dreaming. He's like, I swear I had this crazy dream last night. I was just hitting this Viper over and over and over.
And it wouldn't die.
It wouldn't die. And then I woke up.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, because you were summoned as a hallucination by a map editor robot.
It is a map editor robot. I think this is the new term for it.
It is. I don't even remember what it was called before this.
Remember when we were calling them force fielders during
force
the beta?
Fielders, yeah.
And then we had to cast that day. We're like, wait, what are they really called? We call them force fielders in the cast. It's going to be a problem.
Force fielders. That's what they do, right?
That's what they do. So nicely done back there by Dark. He looked really, really good. What map do you think we're going to see Deer pick?
Perhaps Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Could be. I mean, Yonsu and Heavy Rain are the 2 big picks for Protoss, I feel. So, but
actually, I would probably go with Yonsu now that I think about it over Heavy Rain.
Well, Yonsu, it's got like all these like kind of narrow areas where force fields become very powerful. The 3rd and 4th base aren't too bad.
The rate at which Zerg's growing.
Yeah.
Like on that last map we just saw. I mean, the Zerg is if you make any mistakes early on, the Zerg can just keep expanding.
Yeah, that's true.
It's much more easy to control certain avenues, shut down.
Yeah, you kind of can control them a bit better on that map. It's control their growth, as you said.
Yeah,
it's kind of like binding the Zerg feet or something.
It's
the map itself.
Chinese Zerg binding. They can't really. There's not a lot of maneuverability, so you really have to have solid defense against Protoss, and Deer is somebody who's got very good offense.
That's true. He knows how to push. It is Yonsu. No big surprise there. All right, Tasis. You think Deer's going to do it still?
Yeah, I do. I think Deer's got this.
Okay. Well, you know, Dark has shown that he really does like Viper-type play, so I don't know. This map is kind of hard for that.
It actually really, really is. All right, guys, our map is going to be Yonsu here, and it is Deer against Dark for our final game today to see who's going to be